Cha-Cha's with us today. She's the cutest little baby girl in the whole wide world. She is my biological daughter.
You all look just alike.
We do.
Facial hair wise, particularly.
You're hilarious. You're absolutely hilarious. Okay, I want to talk to you and the listener about Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson.
Fucking nut job.
Nut.
I mean, just a pitiful excuse for a leader.
He and his wife believe that it's biblical that he became Speaker of the House.
I know. It's crazy.
It is 2023.
I think that's not worse than ask me what my worldview is. Just read the Bible.
Here's my issue. This guy, he has written in support of the criminalization of gay sex.
Yeah.
And then a listener sent me a TikTok where he and his wife are being interviewed on the national news. And she has that voice that talks like this.
It's like pure IBLP.
It's Jill Duggar.
Yeah.
It is full-blown Jill Duggar. These people are cuckoo for cocoa.
There's no doubt about it. They're crazy.
And this is the Speaker of the House.
Yeah. A unanimously chosen Speaker of the House by all the Republicans. He's just as bad as Jim Jordan. He's just not as obnoxious, I think is the deal. Plus, he doesn't have a bank account.
What do you mean he doesn't have a bank account?
I mean, since 2016, he says he has no bank account.
What?
Yes. Although he has a mortgage, but he doesn't have a bank account.
So what, does he operate in cash?
I don't know. How can you pay a mortgage in cash? He gets his check. I'm assuming it's an electronic deposit from Congress. I mean, I would assume they don't write checks. I don't know. They're investigating it now. But he says he's a man of modest means, so he doesn't need a bank account, which I've never heard anything like that.
That's the least issue for me with him.
I mean, there's so many.
That's the least of which. The most of which is that he and his wife think that it's in the Bible or biblically inspired that he is now the Speaker of the House. Sorry, listener, Cha-Cha. I got to get her comfortable. There we go. That's her sniffing. Okay, so that really bothers me. But here's my thing about all of these anti-gay right-wing politicians. This is what really gets in my craw about these people, is they act like the gay people are a problem.
Correct.
And here's my point, and this is the point that I think a narrative that needs to be drummed up and needs to be beaten all over the country is this drum right here. There is not an issue with homosexual people. There is an issue with religious indoctrination that causes you to believe and shame people that are gay because they're born that way. And you have all of these people that come out of the closet to rejection and shame by their families, by the people who are supposed to love and accept them. And that is endorsed by their churches. And now it's endorsed by these leaders. The problem is not with the gay community. The problem lies within the religious community. They are the problem. But there is this narrative that you can't ever criticize religion. And that is what is so wrong with it. The problem are the judgmental Christians, not the gay people.
Agree, 100%.
I've had it. I've had it up to my eyeballs because everybody has to tiptoe around it. Nobody can criticize religion. And let me be an equal opportunist. Islam is not friendly to the gays. Christianity is not friendly to the gays. Right. And it is, gay people predate these religions. Homosexuality predates the invention of these religions. And I think that the conversation needs to shift from what are we doing with the gay community and what's wrong with the gay community to everybody pointing and saying, what the fuck's wrong with your religion,
what
psychos?
What the fuck is wrong with you?
What the fuck's going on there, you psycho, that would make you shame your own child? I don't know. It just makes me so crazy. And to see that this guy is in charge of the House of Representatives. And wasn't he like a big insurrectionist?
Yeah, he was the one leading the charge for Texas to sue Wisconsin about their voting. He was in charge of that lawsuit, which immediately was dismissed. But yeah, I mean, he's he's an election denier.
You know what's so fascinating about these quote unquote men of God?
Why they like Trump?
How immoral get out of the Trump thing, how immoral they are personally.
Right.
They're so personally immoral, but they have the hubris in thinking, fucking nailed it.
God put me at the Speaker of the House. I'm doing so great. I'm going to be Speaker of the House.
I just nailed this shit. And if you're a religious person, listener, if some of you are religious, I don't take issue with that. Again, for the permanent record, we take issue with weaponizing your religion for a political agenda and or shaming people in your community that are just trying to live their lives just like you are.
Right. Or imposing your beliefs on somebody else.
That's right.
Do what all you want to do with your religion. Swing for the fences as long as you're not judgmental and you don't try to make anybody else be in that religious sect.
I would say the best thing that could happen to the Mike Johnsons of the world is for him to have gay children. But then I feel sorry for the kid because then they're going to go through all this religious shaming,
right,
that there's something wrong with them.
Right.
You know, and so it's sad, but anyway, that's just kind of been on my mind a lot lately because that guy's been in the news all the time and it just comes out. I follow like the Human Rights Campaign on Instagram and it's just all of this anti-gay, horrible shit that he's written. I mean, that is so immoral.
Yeah.
And just such egregious human rights violations and so judgmental. And then he gets on the news with this psycho fucking wife and they both look like sociopaths. She's fucking psycho. And I don't think there's any question that this is biblical. But I'm just like, what the fuck are you talking about? I don't think there's any question that you're a nut.
Under the chapter of Mike Johnson, Speaker of the House, right there in the Bible.
Yeah, it's just it's so absurd. I seriously, I can't take it. And maybe because we live in Oklahoma and I know that all of these people around here vote for people like that, it just really gets in my craw, but it just sits up there a lot.
Yeah, he's gross. It's awful. I mean, it's awful.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I've had it with.